I think I can say welcome to Josh and to everyone who's listening. Thank you for being here. As usual, the tech has been giving me pain. Uh, Hopefully, now we're up and going. So the first event was duplicated to make a new one. So sorry for the confusion. I see we have people in the chat, so that's good. Can everybody hear me? And if Josh can please use his beautiful voice to see that we are more or less
Yes.
equal.
Lovely to have you with me again today, brother, and thank you everyone for joining us. In the UK, it is Mother's Day, so let us know if where you are in the world, it is Mother's Day. And we'll speak about wonderful motherhood and relationships a little later on. But
I get
welcome everyone.
I get the message that we are loud and clear, so that's good. Then we can just go at it. I can just say that Norway and UK is not in sync when it comes to Mother's Day. I don't know why that is, but I never actually thought about it.
It's always the Sunday before the equinox in the UK.
Oh, well, that's a
Mm.
good. I don't exactly. It was. I don't know if it was Father's Day the last one, or I get it mixed up. Um, Thank you, Josh, again for being here. Uh, how is we are in the with the X fam? We are in the middle of a fast. How is that
Mm.
work going along?
Yes, it's going very well. We see lots of new people with us at the moment, so they're enjoying their first fast.
Fantastic.
Currently, this is day 5. So we are having a 10-day challenge where the first 3 days there was a level up for food. So whatever we were doing or consuming like previous, we would just increase it to the next level of food. So if you were having cooked, you'd go to raw. If you're having raw, it predominantly fruit, and then move into a juice for 4 days.
Mm.
And a 3-day water fast after that. So if anyone's with us today that's doing this challenge, I hope you're enjoying it. I have my orange juice here. Speaking to Jostein just before, and he said he's started an earlier water fast. Is that right?
Yeah, I did. Like I started. I just did a few days of fruit only,
Mm.
just to clear out whatever was in my system. And it was, it was nice to get back to there where you can go to the toilet and you feel like you're done when you're done, and you always feel like you're so done. It feels like you have a vacuum almost in your stomach, compared to when I'm eating some amounts of cooked things.
More
And
denser foods, yeah.
yeah, like I've been having some oats actually in lately, and it works okay, but it doesn't, the system isn't working as well. Let's be honest.
It kind of changes the transit speed, and you can feel it very obviously, can't you?
Mm.
But fun fact with oats in the UK, you find it very difficult to get any oats that are gluten free.
Mm.
But oats by nature are gluten free. When you're looking for oats in the UK, you have to get organic, gluten free, pure oats. But
Mm.
if you get the grain itself and you just crush it, it's absolutely gluten free.
Yeah,
How's it with you in
I have to go to
the
the. We can get gluten free in the normal grocery store,
hmm
but if I want gluten free and uh, ecological, or
hmm
then I have to go to the health store,
Yeah.
and it's double price. But that's the price you have to pay. The
Yeah,
reason being,
the processing of this grain is obviously they're adding some sort of gluten or it's getting mixed with other things that have gluten because it is gluten free by nature. Uh, I found that out when I visited my sister Sabina. She had her own grinder and was putting some oats through it to show little X, and yeah, they were not gluten. They were not labeled as gluten free, and She knew nothing of the sort having any type of gluten in any of them. But here in the UK, it's just everything contains
Added
gluten. Yeah, extra
extra gluten.
stability for the oats.
Actually, yeah, as you know, I've been dabbling with some things, and I found actually a recipe for bread that was. I don't eat normal breads, but this had just oats. You
Mhm.
you ground it up to a flour, sort of
And
a.
bicarbonate, is it that recipe?
It's oats, cottage cheese, and eggs.
Okay.
That's it, and bicarb and some salt. But that's the whole ingredients list. And it actually turns out to be a very tasty bread, which rises when it's cooked, not cooked, but yeah, cooked,
Baked.
baked. Uh, so it was actually very nice. The reason is that it keeps me full for longer.
Yeah.
It's easier to get around my day, But I still, if I have, let's say, oats with oat milk, I have a small percentage of oats and then lots of fruit, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just a little addition,
yeah.
but it
You
keeps.
are a rather big man, so it's not going to be easy to keep yourself satiated when you're trying to find fruits in a place that there's more, snow to fruit ratio.
That's definitely an issue.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for your wishes and comments. It's Sister Bonnie seems to be up in an airplane right now,
Yeah,
30,000 feet above the plane.
the plane, the
Yeah.
plane. uh, I wanted to talk with you about something, and that was I was on a psilocybin journey
Hmm.
um, uh, last
Type of
weekend.
mushroom. Just for
Mushrooms,
those that might not know
yeah,
what psilocybin is.
magic mushrooms,
Yeah.
uh, and my intention was going into it. Okay, I have reason to believe that I have some blockage in my heart chakra, and I went into that ceremony with an intention of kind of trying to unblock it. I'm not stressing it, but because I am of the full confident that if it is, it's a reason for it, and it will be unblocked when it's time for it to be unblocked. If it is, I'm just saying if it is, but I have reason to believe. um, and the ceremony was great, um, but it kept some, and then something kept coming up for me, and that was that I was like you should tell everybody they are loved very much unconditionally all the time, and this came up and came up and came up, and it's a good message, like I was like, well, it's a good message. But then suddenly it came up that was it sincere or was it ego? So suddenly it all changed, and I started to question more things. If it was from my heart, really intentionally from my heart, or if it was an aspect of ego, and if so, how much. um, I don't know. Did I ever tell you about the time I was at a 3 day ayahuasca ceremony?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I can tell it quickly. It was me and my friend Jasmine. He's from India. His real name is Parminder, but his mom always called him Jasmine because she liked the flowers. Um, and by that time they didn't have the daughter, so he got a girl name. Later got a sister. So anyway, we were there, and there was a shaman from Peru, I think, And we did day one, and if people don't know how this works, it's like or how this time or how it worked at this special event. It was like everybody came up and took a cup, then went back to their mattresses, and then after an hour they can take another second cup, and after an hour they can take a third cup if they wish. You can balance this out as you please. So I took all 3 cups and had nothing happen. So, and that's not unusual. People do this many times before they kind of break through and everything. So it was okay. Second day, I was allowed to have a couple of additional cups. So I was about taking 5 cups. Nothing happened. And when I say nothing, I mean like really nothing. It's like it was like darkness. It was like I it was nothingness. It's like I haven't actually I can't even get that level of nothingness meditating. So it was kind of strange. And then this second day I talked to this shaman, and he started asking me some questions, and so this third day I started early drinking ayahuasca, these cups before. So I had a couple of cups before the other ones. Then I had the 3 ones that they took, and then I had the other 2 or 3 cups after that. So I was kind of, I emptied him out of ayahuasca, and he had never seen anyone drink as much. That day I throw up at least, so I kind of purged, or call it what you want, but it could be just be the amount of ayahuasca. So that's one thing that kind of this. Okay, I think thought about this a lot, and for me it's like either it's because I have maybe my ego is so strong, or my heart is so packed in something that that's being the reason, or it's because I didn't need it. And that's 2 things on very separate ends of the scale, right? And when it comes to situations in my life that I know of, I had one girl in my life who kind of, was the big one, and there was a lot of pain because it didn't work out, and that situation I've always known and said that this did something to me, like noticeably. I know that from before and after that I was different. So and this is the way the body works, right? Like if it kind of protects you from further pain by closing you down a bit. So that was that, but another thing that I haven't given much thought, because it was before my recollection, is when my mom and dad separated, which I don't remember. So for me, it's just been like, oh, my mom and dad separated. But of course, I was there. I was 4, and this probably is also something that has done something, right?
Yeah.
So basically started questioning everything. Also this, what we're doing now. Is it, what, am I sincere? What is my intent? So is it ego? Is it that I always try, not always, but after I started the spiritual journey, I kind of thought that I had my ego, at least that I was in control. But for example, one thing I do know is that I don't care anything about what other people mean, say, and think about me. That's like that's really no. I don't give it no thought. I can say whatever I want, and I have done for 10 years. So, but that's probably just an aspect of the ego, right? There's probably even if I can I can um, say what I mean, or not mean, but my perspective, my perception and perspective of things, I can share and say without caring about what other people might say to that. But that's, like I'm saying, that's just probably an aspect. So I'm really a bit bewildered. I don't know what to believe, really.
You you have to find that which is and realize that that which isn't is all coming from ego. All of it. All of it's coming from an intelligence. All of the questions. You have to try to find the space which is actually watching all of this arise and know that that's the self. So all of these ideas, they're all ideas coming within, and the conflicts arising because there's too much focus on them. And now your attention's going to these ideas and you're saying, I don't know which is real. None of it's real. The space that one sits in free from ego is the one which observes the dance of all of this intelligence. It's a function. Sometimes it works against us. Most of the time, until you've found the journey of spirituality, is consistently just working against oneself because they don't know how to master it, or they don't even know that this aspect of them has an ability to change. It seems like there's just a weight that's been added to you through these questions. And then there's a level of suffering and doubt within yourself that will just continue to exacerbate unless you just reaffirm yourself that all of these things are illusions and none of it matters. None of it. What matters is in the moment that you enjoy yourself. And if you're not enjoying yourself, you can let it go.
Mm. So, and that's kind of, I don't know, for
What's
those
real
who,
about you? Tell me what's real. Because we'll naturally say, this, and this, but what's the one thing, the only thing that you know for sure about yourself? And I'll prompt it that you exist.
well, I don't even know what this is.
You need to know.
No, I don't
And
even
the
know.
idea that you need to know can bring a level of suffering, but when you're ready to know, the revelations happen for you on the journey. And what you know is that you exist for sure.
Yeah, in some
That
form.
in itself tells you that God is real.
Mm.
There's a creation or a creator. Now, beyond that, you could look for external creators or creations, but what you have in your own presence is an ability to sense. You sense and are aware of the body, also all these senses. You're aware of a voice, a dialogue in your head. One can bring you negativity, one can bring you positivity. But what is it that remains the same during all of this? This is you and awareness of it.
Mm.
All of these functions that arise within you, whether they are negative or not, you stay observing them rather than identifying with them. If you imagine the ego is a form of intelligence which recycles information, and everything that it has seen, it is essentially taking care of you. So it will say, don't do this, this is bad, don't do this because you'll get hurt again. And if it goes unnoticed, you become automatic. Automatically, you find oppression, emotions, discomfort, and suffering. But it's the recognition and the observation of these functions that arise within you as an ability to choose when you take them rather than them take you without choice. And this is an art that must be learned through the process of awakening. And life will continue to challenge oneself until these things have been recognized. And every challenge that you have is for this. What's coming up now is just to reaffirm that nothing matters. What's real is that you're here in an experience. Any thoughts about not doing something in time, what's the point? Because I'm only going to die. These people don't like me. I'm living with these people, but we're not getting on. All of this is just mind intelligence that doesn't even need to be heard or even seen. You can learn an art of just staying before these things arise and watching them and not identifying with them. And then peace maintains itself here. No matter what question you have is coming from mind. Like what's real is sitting with yourself, sensing things, being aware of these things, and then learning the functions. And every time it grips you, we don't need to think about anything else. It happened, it was, and now it is not. And then you see that how you lost yourself through contemplation. I I see that I just give attention to this really strong energy of thought. And it became me within my being. This is what I used to speak about many years ago was thought forms. These thought forms are little bubbles in the ether. They exist on planes of thought. Whenever you vibrate at a certain frequency, you're attached to a plane of thinking. These are all offerings that are being handed to you within a field that you are at that present time. You could say memories, everything is connected, but if you have a low day and low vibration, the thoughts are going to be very different than they would be on a high day. It's only your focus and your attention, which is like bringing this into your own reality.
It's how can I say it? It's not. It hasn't changed my perception of how things work, and I haven't changed the way how I kind of operate in this experience. I believe we are divinely guided, and I believe everything is exactly as it should be at all times. So whatever it is, it's perfect. So I'm not questioning that. I'm just thinking, okay, for example, this, what we are doing. Because for a while, like for some period of time, one thing is that the tech is giving me a nightmare every time. It's it's almost as it's telling me that stop it, because it's a struggle every single time.
This is
And
where the mind creates mind maps, all different possibilities that it can think that it could be, but also it could just be a practice of patience, a lesson to just accept things as they are. Because all of this, you may be thinking about other people. They're going to think I know you're not, but this is what the mind will do. Other people are waiting online, and panic comes in. You start to find heightened energy, and then start to feel emotions, and then you start rushing and panicking, and before you know it, you've lost into the mind. And again, everything that's been spoke of is just a concept within the intelligence, mind, or ego as offerings. It doesn't know what to do. It does not know a thing. It is just spitting information to you. And the one which is aware has the opportunity. The one that isn't aware doesn't have an opportunity and then suffers during the process. So you
but
can just try to leave all of these thoughts and just be here. I feel like your journey has gone up, perceived to go down by a mind, but that down has also been an elevation. And then you learn to exist in this space. And then what's happening now is a further elevation and a heightened experience. But there is, you can sense it, you can feel there's a dampening of the energy field within you. Maybe you've had like a few days of uh, perceived negativity, unsurety, yeah, lots of unsurety, lots of thoughts.
probably, um, but at the same time, the thoughts around this, what we're doing here, and also the with the Norwegian part of it, and all
Hmm.
like all of it, it's okay. I try to just do things that, okay, if I feel some resistance, right, in something, tend to try to leave it, at least for a while, until it doesn't give me uh, resistance. And for a while, actually, this has given also. It's been more of a, I won't say hassle, because I love talking to you, and also
Say hassle.
so. Huh?
Just say hassle and that you love talking to me. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. No, but no, but it's like, okay, oh, tonight is this, and also the wife and everything, and I'm sitting in my bedroom, and it's yeah, and just if I am to go with the flow
Mhm.
and steer away from resistance, I feel now is the time to at least take a break from this, and go with the flow.
This is no like nobody should give a thought or judge any of this. And if to say in a for lack of a word, nobody cares, but everybody cares about you. And whatever you choose to do is down to you. For me, nothing would be ever set in stone because once you do that, you create a contract with the ego. Nothing's set in stone. You just if you say I'm going to do this at this time and I'm stopping and that's it, then any time that you may feel called to do something again, then you have this little war, this fight with the intelligence if you identify with it again. But, you know, all I can say is that you're loved very much. I enjoy my time here. Everybody loves you. No matter what you choose to do, you're always going to remain in our hearts forever.
And
And we
thank
just
you.
want the best for you. Now,
I,
if your family dynamics doesn't, match this, that's fine. Even if this show didn't turn out today on it, it's fine. Like no, when we couldn't log on earlier on, I said to you, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We just chat together. Nothing matters. And I'm going to reiterate that through this time we are spending together today, because nothing matters. And we have to just accept or come to the recognition in our own awareness that nothing matters. And anytime something matters, it's because I've given attention to this thought process. We just let it go. Really, we're here, we're now. When you're always present in nowness, whatever you're doing is no task. So whatever lesson you're going to learn from this or find out from this, just stay observant and
so it's
love
kind
it.
of it's kind of I'm still I feel I'm still doing that, like, most of the time. I feel I'm handling, being present, but this ego question kind of set me off a little bit, because if I don't know where I'm coming from,
Yeah.
I think I hope I know, uh, but this spirituality thing is like a fad, right? Uh, and I don't think I'm caught up in that. But if I don't know if I'm sincere.
You're so sincere. To even sit here and talk like this, all the conversations I've had with you, you're open book. You're just questioning your sincerity down to this very fine point. This is just the mind trying to take a fine tooth comb to your personality and beliefs to try to crush you, try to make you feel inadequate. So it regains power over you because you have also experienced what it's like to be light, to be not weighted down by this ego. So I say it again. You and your sign, you have to learn how to live in the space before the mind arises. That is enlightenment. Everything's going to arise in you. But can you stay before the arousal of such things? You continue to not give any attention to experience true presence. It's just a shift of attention. All of this chatter that goes on, all these questions, or am I this? It doesn't matter what you do as long as you're okay with it. And when someone is okay with the things that they do without a thought process, every action is done virtuously because you're not reacting. You're always responding to the moment. You're responding to life. Everything that's happening to you is for you. So responding to it creates a moving forward. So the only thing I can say that is so direct to it is effortlessness is the key. You do nothing. Even the art of picking up a single thought is going to take you from your presence. You continually practice and live your life to to a real dedicated, attentive manner and recognize and keep contemplating and seeing that I was okay until I had the thought. Now, if I can stay as I was before the thought arose, I will always be okay. And you are always that, which is all of these things arise are not. You have the ability as a conscious awareness to be able to interact with these forms of thought ideas that are here. But the slip of focus, the slip of attention, it becomes very oppressing. And then they come in and create this emotional instability. Then this heaviness, this fog, it can accumulate over a few days. Then we don't have this happy, vibrant feeling. We feel very down. And then we wonder what this spiritual journey is about. It's about becoming quiet. It's about not identifying with your thoughts, with your personality. It's about experiencing this moment. It's about not being bogged down with any type of weight from any idea that exists about the world, anyone in it, about your friends, about your family, about your kids. All of these ideas are being thrown at you consistently. You try to fight them, you're just going to end up in a huge battle that is igniting the ego with attention. You just stay as you were previous to the ideas. As a practice and art, you are more than capable of recognizing this. Your journey has been incredible. There will
Yeah,
be
and
no
I'm so
question.
grateful for having it, and it's not. I don't feel kind of lost. It's like I'm still.
Moments. I'm sure moments you have it though, because you slip the attention, because the mind's still there. It never disappears. It's just focus and attention. It's a diversion. Instantaneously, the mind grabs you because you've been doing it since you were 6, 7. And then this freedom is there's no weight because you've had this great spiritual, evolution. You changed your food, and you go up, and you start to experience synchronicities, and then you actually are feeling with the body and the mind a lighter experience, and that is rewarding, but it's still ego based because you have these 6 chakras, which can be mastered bodily. There's no way to transfer here. There's no action. You can't do anything to raise to the 7th. You have to just let go. That's the jumping into the abyss as a symbol. And the letting go is conceptually. It's always trying to pick up something. all these ideas, and it just becomes heavy. I feel it, I can feel it here. It's the heaviness, it's a weight. Then there's a slight disappointment, and then questions arise from this disappointment, and then you can't get off the weight again with these questions because you've experienced something. It's just any idea. Look at it. I don't need to hold on to it. All these ideas, they could.
Hello? Is it Josh, or am I still on? Issues. Josh froze. I'm here. Okay. Okay. First, thank you so much for. I've seen some of your comments and I appreciate it very much. I love you all. So, and I'm okay. I'm okay. It's just, nobody's perfect, and sometimes questions arise, and you start to think. It's difficult to let go. Always. But let's see if we can get Josh back on. Probably he will try to. Yeah. So let's. I have a very simple rule. I try to feel as good as I can, as much of the time as possible. That's kind of really a basic thing. So that's why when I say go with the flow, or taking the path of least resistance, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And if, for example, now when I started, I don't know if any one of you read the show notes, but I wrote there that this probably been my last broadcast for a while. It's not that it will be the last forever, but it's like as soon as I decided that I will try to take a break from this, it was like a burden was lifted. So the reason behind it I can't explain, but anyway, it's like when I started this channel, I made 4 episodes, and then I went, I think 6 months or something before I started up again, just because I navigated after what I felt to do. So maybe I have been overriding this for a few months already. I don't know. What happened, Josh? Let me see. Okay. Hey, welcome
Apologies. I thought it was you. I thought you went, and then I looked at my signal, and my signal had gone. So I had to get the phone on charge because it ran out of battery.
Oh yeah, the battery problem. No problem. I was just saying while we were away that I had this kind of rule to life that I try to operate after, and that is like feeling as good as possible, as much as possible of the time. And when I kind of thought to myself that, and sorry, I say thought, and I did, that I was going to take a break from this, that actually felt like a burden was lifted. Just taking that decision. So I'm quite confident in that it's time to take a break. A break, not
Yeah.
shut the cat channel down, but take a break. Maybe until I can get, I'm probably starting this gym close to where we live,
Yeah.
and there I will make my office. So I will get my own office, which is maybe one thing that can make this process a bit more doable. Um, Also, there's other things like started to work a little bit on my cars and things again, and finding more pleasure in that. So it is what it is.
That's the thing. And you, even though you are, you don't need to explain anything to anyone. If there is a slight feeling or a thought inside of you that makes you feel that you need to, it's also ego. It's also the intelligence. Because everything is what it is. And other people's expectations of you is on them or us having these calls. And, this is essentially not only great for you, it's great for everyone who's here. Because if there is some kind of desire, then it needs to be looked at. And, essentially raising the Kundalini energy can be done instantly, or it can be done through longer periods of time, which for sure is the best way.
Mm,
As you're going through this elevation, you'll continually experience heightened energy fields. Sometimes it may feel like you've gone down, or you may feel oppressive when you were so good for so long, but it's just re-identification, which is also fine. But it's also fine that, this has happened. And I think you should be able to just be so fluid with life that you experience new things all the time.
mm.
I would, love to do these again one day, or even just one every equinox or something and solstice with you.
We
But
can definitely do that. We can definitely do that. Because a big part of me enjoys it,
mm.
right? Uh, I'm just not sure if it's me or you know the
Can you elaborate if you would like to or not? Because you could bring some clarity to that, you know. Is me
elaborate.
as a person and me as the self, or do you mean either me or somebody else?
No, if it's if I do this out of okay, I started this thing because for myself. I'm not doing it
Yeah,
for anyone else. I
yeah.
found pleasure in talking to you, and I still do. And other, in my Norwegian part of this, I talk to different people, and it's interesting to talk to interesting people. At least I think so. But all in all in due time, I guess, right? So if I
Would
now
you
start,
say you were more seeking before and you've
yeah,
lost the
yeah,
desire to
yeah,
seek?
yeah, yeah.
Right, and then the mind will say this isn't a good thing, but this is a great thing.
Mm,
Because once you don't need to seek anymore, when initially you were searching for so many things, you got yourself in the world, you uncovered so many lies within the world, then, we found each other speaking, you started to you let go of these ideas, within conspiracy and conflict, found your joy. Now, it might just be that you haven't found enjoyment in seeking. Now, I haven't seeked for years. There was a point where I couldn't seek. There was no more for me to try to learn because everything that I needed to find out, I found out for myself and I let go. So I just experienced different things. When you do that, you can question, I don't really want to find out any truth anymore. But you are the truth. So don't look anymore.
no, I
Just
will at
enjoy
least will take
yourself.
a break.
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
like,
seeking means you're looking for something when you are that something. You are that what you're looking for your happiness, and it's inside. You maintain control of that. And anytime you see, a slight shift, it's just to recognize again, which is a simple pointing, it was just attention, being attentive to the mind.
you know, I I started this channel wanting other people to see what I saw in the beginning, right? My first, I mentioned it before, my first four or five episodes was just me. Okay, this was something about politics and something, but the main thing I started this channel about was trying to get across what uh, perception is.
What you found out and how you see the world.
Yeah, but mainly is because after being on, I've just been on Facebook. I haven't used any other platforms, and I've been there, sharing things I feel need to shed a light on, and
Hmm.
it started out me sharing my truth and getting kind of, I won't say attacked, but it was a lot of debate, let's say.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then for a longer time, I actually, there was something in me that enjoyed the debate, right? I was alone, and I lost friends and family and many things, but it's still something that made me enjoy it. The debate, the talking, and then, but in the beginning, it was more of a fight, not argue, because I was kind of standing firm on my perception, and of course the other ones on theirs. And
Hmm.
then this made me understand that we don't know anything. We have perceptions. You have yours, I have mine. And that's all it is. I
All
can
we know
claim,
is that which you've experienced, which then is wisdom if it's constructed in the right way. Yeah.
yeah. But like, if you look at people now, like humanity is divided in I don't know how many ways, right? Think about religion. Think about just inside Christianity, there's supposed to be tens of thousands of different varieties of Christianity, right? How can we? Also, if we as the human race can accept and or not accept, understand that we all have our views and perspectives from, and we have our 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 viewpoints are different
Hmm.
for any situation or circumstance, and so we need to understand that we should stop being divided.
That's also a desire. We have to let be what is. Let people be what they are because, all this religion, the compartmentalization of different ideas is for consciousness to get trapped in, but it's perfectly designed within consciousness itself. Everything's a natural expression of consciousness, and there's many different levels of evolution. So those micro or compartmentalized aspects of religion, just for one subject, is somebody who's going to fall for it is going to fall for it. They need to fall for it. They need to experience a level of suffering and following like sheep, until they're able to get into a position where they can control the only thing that they can control, which is themselves. And essentially, all these different levels that we see, all these different areas of chaos, is for somebody that sees the truth. They find truth out, they experience it, they're scientific. Then they don't know what to do with this scientific study because then they start to feel a passion from the ego. That passion, the passion is actually control. That's being masked by the idea of passion. You say you want to tell people everything because this is my perception. I want to share it with the world. I want to show them what I find out. But essentially, underlying all of this, you want somebody else to be able to see what you see. So there's more in numbers so they can make a difference or a change to those things. And you have a desire that there's a domino effect. More people see it, the world's going to change. We can show everybody these little information bits, people are going to realize it's the truth, and then the government's going to fall. This is where we begin, and then we end up realizing that all of it's meaningless and everything is perfect, even religion's ideas within it, because nobody truly follows religion fully. They take aspects that resonate with them and then they live to that. which is perfect because religion has something for everyone. And for people like me, religion is incredibly beautiful and has such a way of presenting information that only those that have truly done great work can see. I speak about it most weeks. It's the Immaculate Conception, right? It's just missed by everyone.
Mm.
And Christ was of Immaculate Conception, space before the mind arises, clean and clear from all concepts and ideas. All ideas create suffering. All ideas are illusions. What's real is this, your experience. And then we have to let go of all of this to be able to feel what it's like to be in the presence of God. And it's so liberating and it's so free. Then you go back into the world, into your cars again, into this, with a whole different outlook on life. Nothing matters. If you enjoy things, you wish to
Mm.
experience them, done.
Yeah, I think I'll just have to continue going where I'm guided.
Yeah, continue enjoying life. Essentially, that's what I
Yeah,
wish.
but
Be happy.
that's kind of been the result of going where I'm guided.
Yeah,
That I'm enjoying things. So
yeah,
if like take for example training, right? I don't know how many times I tried to start training, but
yeah.
there was so much resistance in trying to start to get going on the training, right? So after a while, I understood. Okay, it's just not the time. And then suddenly one day, appreciated and yeah, I got going.
Mhm. But you're beautiful. I love you very much. I think you're an incredible being and one of the few people in the world that I truly just trust. You're honest and genuine and kind.
I hope so.
You are.
I hope
You
so.
don't need to hope.
Yeah, yeah,
You are. How's
yeah.
everyone in the comments today?
Yeah, I just when you were out for a bit, I just thanked them for all the beautiful support, and I wasn't searching for, you know, uh, what's the word? Um,
Kind words being sent to you.
huh?
You weren't searching for anyone to be kind to you, but they all were because they all love you.
I see that, and I'm so
Yeah.
grateful. Slowly.
So how has your day been? Have you been working on the car today?
Yeah, I've been working a little bit on the car, and I was went to visit a guy, had a little talk with him. Just an hour's drive from here. I had to deliver him some things for. It was some documentation about the car that also was car related. So yeah, it's been. And I'm on the third day of water fasting. So, but it's actually going pretty smooth.
Good.
Hopefully tomorrow, day four, the hunger will be gone, so I
Yeah, well,
can.
well done. I mean, even just being able to put yourself into a space where you transition off the food into juice to water, it's a level of mastery that most people will never attain. You have the ability to be in control of that body, that mind. And, you know, for me, for somebody to let go of everything, just to be silent, not to not speak as a body, but just to not have the commentary, it is an incredible thing to see somebody who has, found that space, the rarest of rare. Anytime these things come up, it's such a push, such a lesson. And, the more time you're working on the cars, there's more time yourself. I would say for me, it's like weight training. It's an absolute shut off. It's meditation. It's a freedom. It's a level of connection to the muscle, to the mind. It's being able to break through boundaries of pain by disassociating yourself from the body.
Mm.
The same with you, let's say, creating artwork within cars. You know, you're
Oh.
with yourself. There's no noise, there's no distractions. It's just you here. Lots of time to contemplate, lots of time to recognize things, lots of experience to be had. And, obviously it's the absolute right time for you. So I just hope you send me lots of nice pictures
No,
of
I
you
will.
in your oily tracksuit.
No, no, definitely we'll keep in touch, and I won't leave the X-Fam, and probably I will be more attendant to the Q&As on Sundays,
Yeah.
because kind of doing this once a week, and often a Norwegian one also, um, kind of eliminating that, I will have time to at least be on those,
Yeah. Wow.
because yeah, yeah. So
Is the Earth is a magnetic field.
mm,
It's a processional reciprocating hyperboloid, apparently
mm,
conceptualized. Makes logical sense, but it doesn't matter. Everything that we need is here and now. Everything that you need has always been given to you. Everything that anyone needs has always been given to them. It's
I see.
always look for the recognition of beauty in all things. We see the good in everything. This the first shift is becoming aware of the voice in your head, start recognizing truths, and then changing your perception to see positivity and the beauty in all things. When you are able to see perfection, beauty, it has such a profound effect within the inside. If you're always in four walls in houses, there's no perfect geometry. You go to nature, everything's perfect. This has a beautiful mirror within inside. As most people notice, the more they spend in nature, the more they begin to feel free and connected. And, that can be a spiritual awakening for people.
Mm,
So just continue to, you know, be around as much perfection as you can.
mm.
And it will just nourish us. It does, it nourishes your very being. It continues to reaffirm that which is, brings a great amount of joy.
Yeah, because this this situation hasn't done, like I mentioned before, I believe maybe that it hasn't done anything to my view on how things work. Like I still believe that, like I just said before, it's perfect. It's
Yes.
what's supposed to be, and it's all so there's no
You've
there's
lost your desire to tell people anything about your own
yeah, yeah.
beliefs.
Yeah, going back to this, this Silos mushroom ceremony we had, and so even if that was kind of, I don't know, for hours, I kept getting this, like, people need to know they're loved, very very much, and it's unconditional, and it's but then, so I did send this message to one I really felt really needed it.
Mhm.
I didn't go public on Facebook and tell everybody, but I just sent it to one person who I felt really needed it, and he was very appreciative, and he did need it. So and then I tried to feel like, okay, what did this reply do to me? Did this reply uh, feed my ego, or was it just a appreciation of him taking it to heart? Um, didn't get a clear answer on that either. So, but anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah, I
I'm
think I
where.
think it'll just shift the mind. That's all it's going to do. If there's a gap in the mind's intelligence feels like there's something that needs to be worked out. This is ego, and obviously it wants people to like them for sure. So if you feel like there's a negative something within a relationship, try to put something right, then it leaves the idea alone because it's been corrected. So then it will bring a sense of liberation, and that idea doesn't need to be tackled anymore because
Mm.
the idea that it had that relationship needed to be mended has been done. On to the next thing that the mind has. So it's all mind, but essentially you have the power to not pick it up at all anytime you wish. So
Mm.
we make such a, in the spiritual movement, we have such a idea of ego,
Mm.
is it ego? Is it not? Essentially, everything is ego,
Mm.
everything. And
But if it's one thing I am certain of, it's that I don't care of
yeah,
being
and you
liked.
shouldn't.
Also, if somebody like me or not, it's couldn't care less. It's okay if my wife likes me, but
It's
every,
better to have a wife that likes you.
yes, it make
Works
things
out a lot
easier.
better. Yeah.
But really, that's the one thing that's the one thing I have kind of uh, used as a um, the reason why I kind of at least thought that my ego was under control, because I don't care anything
Mm.
about what anyone say or do or mean or think or say, or yeah.
It's a big,
But
the
it's an
ego is
aspect.
everything. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's just one aspect. Like I said, the ego's throwing out everything consistently. If you live through the mind of the ego or the eyes of the ego, you're not experiencing reality. You're experiencing a delay of reality and a commentary in your mind or a
Mm.
commentary that you're aware of. You experience it through that. So you're disconnected. You're never fully involved in the moment. So essentially, the spiritual journey is the one who is able to tackle the thoughts one by one, like we were just speaking of. And as that process is happening, you can recognize why the ego would be doing it, which is just great for knowledge on the ego, which is a good pointing to help people tackle it. But to be able to dissolve it fully, you don't pick up anything, and this is why everything in scripture and books is effortlessness. You only find God through effortlessness, making no effort at all. If you make no effort, which means not physical effort, you can be walking, jogging, anything. It's not picking up any idea that it's giving to you. You're not giving any attentiveness to it. Thus, you're experiencing life in the present moment without the relay of reality from the mind. You're fully experiencing everything. All the wind, the breeze, the smells of flowers blossom, sounds of the birds. There's no need to do anything. I've got to get home for my dinner because I've left. It's just devoid of all of these
Mm.
chatters. This is it. This is essentially ego or not, and everything's ego unless you're not. So everyone's ego unless they're not.
Mm.
We don't need to make anything too big about it. It's like, when I was speaking in the early days about the thought forms, and we spoke about earlier on, is everything that you do that's not to your true will, you create another thought form. You tell a lie, you have a thought form. Somebody, you wanted to do something, go to a restaurant, eat your fruit, but somebody convinced you otherwise and you didn't want to, another thought form. And these just continue to build up that need to be corrected. And that's why the mind's there, because it's a stage, a tool for evolution. But it also keeps everyone alive through their unconscious actions. It is the
Mm.
automatic man. As we become present, we go through these elements of raising and elevating our vibration through concepts. There's only one way out. Nirvana, this is, you have to let go.
Mm.
And that is to be egoless, or not using the ego, or having the ego use you. It's a very difficult thing to grasp, to do, to bring into light. But the practice is just when you're ready, when anyone's ready, it's going to happen for them.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
it's
And this
a beautiful journey.
I'm confident in, so it's all good. It's all good.
Every Yeah, good, good. Happy Mother's Day from
Thank
England.
you. And I know you mentioned you needed to cut it short today because of the mother in the house, and
I want to drag this out as long as I can if it's your last show for a while. But yeah,
yeah, no, but let's see. Maybe I change my mind tomorrow. You never know.
that's what happens in the mind. You're
Yeah, exactly. So,
like a
but anyway,
lottery. Who knows?
who knows? Suddenly we'll be done with. Yeah, but that's definitely a possibility that I change, that the feelings change around
Yeah.
it and about it. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let you go, and thank you for the beautiful comments and support. Sorry we didn't get to any questions. If there were any, I haven't actually. Uh, I don't think there were too many questions. I tried to kind of glance over, but just seen love, and it was nice. It fed my ego.
Yeah, yeah. It's just growing as we speak. This was just a big ego trip.
Yeah, it was
Seeking
all the
massive amounts of
attention,
attention.
attention seeking. Okay,
Ah,
thank you so much, Josh, for your time, and to the beautiful people in the chat and who are listening. I love you so much, and we will be back. I can, I can guarantee it. It's just
yes.
a little break,
Well, I
a
will be
little.
doing live shows on my own, and I will be doing them on my YouTube channel. So you'll
And I will
find,
be there. I
I'll
will
get
be
them
there.
posted. We'll find some subjects. And, as you were saying, or as we said, the no desire to tell, I lost that desire such a long time ago. This is
Mm,
why I love questions, because topics are so vast. And I did spend my whole entire young adult life searching and seeking. And I believe I found everything I needed to understand the nature of consciousness, how physical reality works, what the human body should be eating, what exercises are great, how to control the mind, how to increase muscle size, how to get fit, how to lose body fat, everything that can be applied to the self. I spent a massive journey having, and I'm here for everyone who wishes to, seek or maybe be pointed in a direction that will aid them. I have no desire to just blabber on about information because it truly means nothing. So
mm,
thank you all for giving me the opportunity to be able to share that which I have found in myself, and hopefully you find some benefit from it. But until we see you again, I love you, and I wish you all a wonderful Mother's Day. Whether your mothers are here or not,
mm.
our mothers did the best job they could. We must give them wonderful gratitude and remember all the positivity. It's not an easy job raising children, especially if we live in the mind. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you again for
Thank you
being here
all.
with me and
Thank you.
Jostein. Thank you, Jostein.
My
Take care.
pleasure. My pleasure. Bye bye.